What is up, everyone? Good morning. I hope you guys are doing well today. It is actually a very nice day out here in Pennsylvania. It is sunny yet cold. It is Wednesday, middle of the week, hump day. I hope you guys are staying focused on everything that is important to you right now. School, if you guys have any schoolwork that you're needing to get done, I hope you guys are getting that done. Thank you for checking into wrestling class today. Let's see, got my buddy Thomas, like always, and Brogan. Nice to see you. Uh, cool. So today's lesson is really it's a lesson on chain wrestling. All right, so we're going to be putting all of this stuff together. It is we've basically learned a new language together over the past couple of lessons. So we're just going to be going over that and seeing how we can create a lot of really good motion on our feet so that we understand where we need to get to score takedowns, understanding what we need to be doing offensively and defensively to set the tone for the match, whether we can turn our opponent's reactions into points and making sure that when we react to our opponent that we're then able to reclaim the momentum in those situations. And then we're just going to talk about some finishes, things like that, finishes from singles, actually start talking about maybe some, wrestling moves, and then show you guys a little bit of how putting all this together with something, called a drill match. You guys may have heard of it. I'm not reinventing the wheel here, but a drill match, and show you how we piece all of this together. So hope you guys are excited. Always want to remember, so we're halfway through the month. I believe I've got about 24 or 25 entries for the Lucerne shoe raffle. All right. As always, please, if you can, if you're willing, if you're able, send a donation, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Every $5 really does help. So, and every $5 donation will get you an entry into the shoe raffle, which will be at the end of this month. So I hope you guys are excited about that. Let's get started early today. Ready to go. So making sure everything's in order. We're good. All right, guys, let's go. Cool. So let's get our bodies warmed up. I don't know about you guys. I woke up a little tight this morning. Bed felt a little extra warm. All right, so starting off with some jumping jacks, ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go a little longer today. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good. Forward rolls, backward rolls, all this. Go. Let's get 2 each. Forward rolls. Backward rolls. Cartwheels. Left shoulder roll. Yeah. Right shoulder roll. Head bump. Back the other way. Good. Get some push-ups in. Ready? Go. Good 10. Good push-ups. Make sure you're getting all the way down. Get some sit-ups in. I like to do mine suitcase style. Go. Getting at least 10 of these in. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Get your bodies and necks rolled out here. Warm up, shoulders and everything. So, heads on the mat. Rolling out your necks, side to side. Start getting your minds ready for practice. If you're at home, start thinking about what aspect of this you want to be working on the most. Good. Up on your feet, let's start stretching. So, maybe you really need to focus on your footwork. All right, making sure that your feet are in the right position to help out. Maybe you're having a hard time with your penetration. All right, so let's make sure that you're focusing on taking really big, deep penetration shots, keeping your head and your chest up so that you're getting a good shoulder position. Good, stretch out your hips forward, to the side. Now, maybe you're able to get the guy's legs or girl's legs, but you're having a hard time finishing. Okay, so if that's the case, to make sure that we're thinking about some of the other rules that are going to help us finish. We're going to go over some actual finishes, but making sure we understand that to finish takedowns, first thing we've got to do, the thing that's going to make it the easiest for us to finish, is grab, leg, elevate. All right, so every time I can get to a leg, I want to get both of my hands locked, making sure I grab, leg, elevate. One of the big rules that we have for our takedowns. Also making sure that you're always looking for and getting to shoulder position. All right, guys, let's stretch out just a little bit more, a little extra tight there. All right, so make sure we're always looking for and getting the shoulder position, which always means the front of our shoulder is getting somewhere so that we can keep our head up, chest up, and forward, all right? Good. So, starting off with some stance in motion. All right, just like we always do, want to make sure this is your first time understanding these 7 basic skills. All right, this is where every match starts. This is where we start. All right, start bouncing. We're gonna go with the 30-second one first. Ready, go. In your stance, moving your feet, level change. Remember, never reach with your lead leg hand first. All right, back hand. Checks your level, checks your distance. Good, move your feet. All right, stance motion, level change, and a penetration. Good. Penetrate. Good. Keep your feet moving. Stay in your stance. Even when you penetrate, never come out of your stance. Right back into your stance. Good, break. 30 seconds. Check out your legs. Now, remember as we're moving, we're trying to find some head position. All right, let's get ready. Back for round 2. Set. Go. You're in your stance. I'm hand fighting. Remember, I hand fight from the bottom up, from the inside out. All right, you should get used to hand fighting like that as you move in your stance. All right, my hands come from the bottom up because this guy's trying to touch me and I'm trying to keep my hands off. Throwing in everything that I've got here. Stance motion, level change, penetrate. All right, moving my hands, moving my feet. Good. 30 seconds in. Move your hands, move your feet. I saw a couple of guys showing me their drills where they're getting their feet moving, just like Darian Cruz was showing. Good, getting those feet moving. Good. And break. Good, 45 seconds down. Ready, next one's going to be a minute. So, making sure, get both our hands out when we shoot. You need 2 hands to score. Make sure that you're moving your feet, that you're staying in your stance. Get ready, 3, 2, 1, go. 1 minute. Settle into your stance. All right? You guys should be able to hold this position for at least as long as a whole one of your matches. All right? That includes an overtime period and whatever extra periods may happen after. So you little guys should be able to stay in your stance with motion for at least 6 to 7 minutes. High school guys, at least 8 to 9 minutes. That's minimal. Okay? Good. Keep your feet moving. Check your level. Check your distance. Check your level. Check your distance. Remember our fakes. Everything but the shot. Good. Almost there. And time. All right. Shake it out. Make sure the rest of your body's warm. Now, how a normal practice would start here with me. Came in, got a little bit of stance and motion. Now you come in and start hitting your core drills. All right? Got my buddy Keyway back here again today. He's been helping me out the last couple of weeks. So, core drills. We're going to start with stinky shoulder, stinky palm. If you've got a partner at home, hit these on your partner. If you don't have a partner, you should be drilling them just like you would if you did. All right, so we're going to start off with stinky palm, which is going to be our head outside shot, our high crotch basic finish. So imagine if I'm left leg lead right now, left hand, high crotch, finish. Here goes one. Right handed high crotch, finish. That would be one by myself. I've got my partner here though. So I'm shooting on the same side that I have head position. I'm taking a big deep penetration step, get in the shoulder position, grab leg, elevate, finish. That's one. Keyway comes back and hits one. My turn. Good. Hand point to the inside. Taking a big deep penetration step. Grab leg, elevate. Finish. Reach your hand in between. Elevating the low leg. Good. So, should be getting about 5 of these in. All right. While I'm talking. Now, next, you come back. Do your 5 stinky palms. 5 stinky shoulders. I'm going to do everything right-handed today. All right, so for all my right leg leads. All right, you guys should be able to follow along pretty easily today. All my lefties out there like me. Just do what you normally do. All right, so right hand, good pull. All right, sweep single. Head stays up, grab leg, elevate. I'm going to finish mid-level here for my stinky shoulder. So I stay mid-level, run down my takedown. All right, again, head on the in. I got my head on the right shoulder, so this is where my shot's going to come from. Remember, we can also hit this off of all of our setup stuff from last week. So Keyway's he's got his left leg forward. He's going to pose with his back hand. I go wrist roll and he reaches. He reaches. There goes my sweep. I'm going to finish lower level this time. Grab leg, elevate. Right here, finish on the mat. 2 points. 5 stinky shoulders I'd be hitting. Nice and easy. Remember, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. One thing that I need to note. Watch my footwork on my penetration shots, especially going to the outside. I want to step as close to his foot as possible. All right? So right here, I get this step. I want to step as close to his foot as possible. All right? He's wearing all black shoes, but if you could, I would be blocking the whole side of his shoe. You wouldn't be able to see what brand his shoe was. All right? That's what we want to do. We want to step as close as possible so that when we go knee over toe on our penetration, we stay nice and tight. All right? Good. So, 5 stinky shoulders. Now, our defense. All right? Keyway's going to be taking shots. I'm going to be defending. Good. You take the head outside shot with lead scrunch drill. Check my wallet. Oh, leg goes straight as a board. Looking to pressure in, coming across. You guys head inside shot. Sprawl wizard. Leg goes. Leg goes straight as a board. All right, trying to find my front headlock shoulder position. Defending 5 shots. Good. Then we've got our front headlock type drill. Now we can get to these from everything that we were doing last week with our setups. So now we've got our short pulls, we've got our snacks, our wrist rolls. All right, there's a couple of other quick little setup things that I like to do to help me get some head position. These are going to be more offensive minded, but still. So when we're looking for our takedowns, we're moving this guy around, we're trying to set him up. Talked about post, snap, and pass. All right. We've also got a post, which is going to get us on one side of his body. So imagine I'm a right leg lead. I'm wrestling another right leg lead guy. All right. I want to get to that back leg. I'm going to go front hand, back hand. All right. Front hand, back hand. This is going to give me the angle here and a good penetration step. I can go outside step. I'm going to get your shoulder position. All right. So right here. You're wrestling the guy, same lead leg as you. All right? On the same side, I'm going to go post, outside step. Post, outside step, lower my level, shoulder position, finishing away from my head. All right? Another one of my favorite setups is I like to post both hands. All right? Post and wipe my hands down. Imagine you got something really gross and sticky on it, all right? So you want to post and wipe, and then what happens is the next time you reach, he reaches up, good penetration, right to your shoulder position, all right? So now we've got those. We want to remember, from out of our core drills, we've also got our offensive and defensive shot reshot. So an offensive shot reshot is a really good way to test your opponent's willingness to keep head position, all right? So let's say, I've got this head position here on Keepway shoulder, but he's got his left leg forward. So I want to see how good his head position is. I'll take a good penetration step to the right. He's going to keep head position. But what this does is offensive shot reshot is going to allow me to come back and shoot on the same side as my head. Repenetrate, head up, chest up, shoulder position, grab leg elevate, and score. All right, so remember, one of the things that we're looking for 9 times out of 10 is shooting on the same side as our head. But let's say our opponent decides they don't want to keep good head position. If I'm doing offensive shot reshot and I take a good shot and their head comes up, guess what? Finish it. All right. This is part of the drill where if you've got a good partner, this is how you make each other better. If I'm in here and Keyway's taking an offensive shot reshot, okay, and I don't block with my head, I don't ever learn how to head block. Okay. If he just takes this shot and I just do this every time, I don't ever learn how to stay in good position through an attack. All right. So now, when we talk about putting this all together, what does this look like when you're trying to wrestle? You're in a live match, right? You got to remember some of these rules. Me and Keyway moving around, we're wrestling. Okay. Some of the other things we talked about was touch his knees, touch his toes. Okay. So now we put all this together. This guy puts his hands on me. I've got offense, whether that be post, snap, or pad. All right. This is my open tie stuff. I keep them in an open tie so I can shoot my doubles and my low singles. When we're in a tie up, okay, hand fight from the bottom up, from the inside out. And every single time I get head position, I take a shot. I'm putting this all together. So when I'm in my outside tie, I can wrist roll, I can post. All right, I've got all my offense. I'm touching his knees, I'm touching his toes, I'm changing my level. Right, I'm matching his head level. If he changes levels, I'm putting this all together. He puts his hands on me and we start a hand fight. All right, I can choose to remain in a hand fight or I can get to my controlled ties, which are going to be my underhooks. Remember, I don't cup the shoulder. I reach across his back. I'm going to keep his elbow up. All right, and then whatever side my head is on, once again, whatever side my head is on, I'm looking to attack. Get in the shoulder position. I've got an underhook. I can go sneaky shoulder position. Grab leg elevate, putting it all together. We're moving on our feet. We're hand fighting. All right. He's getting me out of position to take a good shot. Right here, defense. Check my wallet. Start to defend. Leg goes straight as the board. Looking for a front headlock shoulder position. Coming down. Keep weighting sides. He's wrestling from here. He goes cat drag. Gets two hands in the front. We're back on our feet. All right, let's put this all together now. You're wrestling with your partner. You're moving on your feet. You've got fakes. Level change. Fake. Good. Now you take a shot, penetrate. All right, your opponent defends. Good. Now right here, you've got to drill from here. Remember, I come in, elevate this leg, create a low leg. From our scrambling rules, back stroke. Grab this low leg, elevate it. Step over, finish. Now, remember our scrambling rules that we talked about. So, high head's going to win. Keyway takes a good high cross right here. All right? We can create a position. Position 3 from our scrambling rules. High head wins. Inside hip down, outside hip up. All right, we're still talking about our other rules. Find shoulder position. Grab leg, elevate. This is how we're going to be scrambling. Right, Keyway wants to create a low leg. Go, Keyway. Boom, create the low leg. Hooks it. There's his takedown. This is how we put this all together. This is how you chain wrestle. Now, you really want to chain wrestle, right? You find your opponent, find your partner. And what we want to do here is each guy or girl is going to get 2 opportunities to score. So I'm going to score twice, however I want. Keyway's going to score twice, however he wants. But I get to decide how much I defend. He gets to decide how much he defends, as long as I'm scoring twice in a row and then he's scoring twice in a row. So imagine Keyway scoring first, so he's going to be offensive, right? Just because he has to score first doesn't mean I don't give him some resistance. So he takes a good shot, but I head redirect. All right, he's going to finish. Still his score for the second one. I give him some more defense. My turn, scoring twice. Grab leg, elevate, create a low leg, step over. Touch his knees, touch his toes, post snap, snap pass, finish. Scoring twice in a row. All right, that's going to be your drill match. So if you're out there, if you've got a partner right now, I want you guys going back and forth 2 at a time. All right, so here, let's get some of these written down, some of these notes. So chain wrestling. So remember, all of this starts with the 3 premises that are the most important, your mindset on all of these. So you have to be thinking, I need to score the next point. All right? You got to be scoring the next point. You want to be making the next best decision and then thinking you can and you will. All right? So with those things, this should be your notes for 7 basic skills. Okay? Stance motion, level change, penetration, body arcs, lift, and back step. You should understand those. You should know and understand 3 types of ties. Three types of tie-ups. So we've got open tie, controlled, and hand fighting. All right. You've got your takedown rules. Which involve shoulder position. Okay? When you think shoulder position, you remember you got to think front of shoulder. Not the top of your shoulder, not the side of your shoulder, the front of your shoulder, whether it be the front of their hip or stinky shoulder. All right? Takedown rule, shoulder position. Grab leg, elevate. Don't split your hands until the foot is off the mat. Now, I don't care if the foot's off the mat an inch or a mile, but you must have some space there. All right? So those are your rules for your takedown. Now, when it comes to so now we've got this. You want to know all 6 of the core drills and be able to hit them perfectly. Remember, our core drills are just our initial reaction to a lot of these positions that show up, whether they be head inside or head outside, offense or defense. All right, whether it be creating those from offensive and defensive shot reshots, our knee pounds, or finding the angles. All right, we've got our defense, which is going to be head, hands, forearms, hips, bag of tricks. All right. And then we've got all of our setup, footwork, and handiwork. All right, so this is everything with our post snap pass. Our swisher steps, our outside penetration step, all right, so that's how we're going to be putting all that together. All right. One thing I didn't put on there, I'm going to give you guys a second to digest that. Talking about our scrambling rules. So what I'm going to do here, while you guys are getting that down, if you have a partner, grab your partner. All right, I'm going to give you a 3-minute kind of play wrestling session. I'm going to do a 3-minute play wrestling session right here. So if you don't have a partner, you can either be drilling these core drills by yourself, or you can watch this play wrestling session and write down some of the things that you see. All right, I've got the chat open here on Zoom. I've got the chat open here on Facebook as well. So I can see your comments. If you've got anything, see, it says the audio cut out. Is the audio back? Someone let me know. Is the audio back? All right. Thank you, Adam. Cool. All right. So we should still have audio. All right. So 3 minutes. Grab your partners if you've got one. If you don't, I want you drilling these core drills and your 7 basic skills, which includes your sprawls. All right. And if you need a drink, you can grab one now. 3 minutes. All right. Thank you, Adam. Cool. All right. Ready and go. All right. So 3 minutes. Grab your partners if you've got one. If you don't, I want you drilling these core drills and your 7 basic skills, which includes practice trying to put all of these things together. All of your hand fighting, all of your setups. All right. Level changes. Remember, keep your hands moving. Keep your feet moving. Always looking for inside control. Control both sides of your tie. Got a wrist, not got a collar. Two hands to the leg whenever you shoot, or else your opponent has a chance to defend. Good, break. Grab a drink. Now, let's talk about some specific finishes now. So, getting to a leg, elevating a leg, it's all well and good. But so, how am I going to be sure that I'm finishing? So, we're going to have a couple of different positions that you normally get to, especially when you can elevate. So, we can either be stuck underneath, cut in the corner, which is going to give us our sneaky shoulder, low level finishing backwards. And then we've got all of the mid-level and high-level finishes. So, what does it look like? Anytime I get to a leg and I start to get it off the mat, it's going to come into one of 3 positions. Okay? So either I'm standing in between his legs, and I'm in position 1. Either his leg is in between both of my legs, this is position 2, or I'm standing completely on the outside of his leg, and I'm in position 3. All right, so we got position 1, 2, 3. And so here's going to be our go-to finishes, simplest finishes from position 1, 2, 3. Now, whenever I grab a leg, the one thing I want to make sure is when I'm lifting it off the mat, that I'm staying out of this no man's land. Let me turn a little bit to the side. There's no man's land right here. So this is right where his knee is. I want to stay away from 3 inches above and 3 inches below. So when I get a leg off the mat, I either want to come all the way to the hip or all the way down to the ankle. All right? When I come down to the ankle, I go shoelaces into the armpit, and then I pinch my arm straight before coming underneath. Now, when I come underneath, my hand comes up like I'm saying the Pledge of Allegiance. That puts my forearm right on his Achilles tendon. All right? So now, position 1, I've got this Achilles tendon. One thing I can always do is, when I lock my hands and pinch my elbows, I can always try and turn my opponent's knee down. Turn their knee down. All right? When their knee goes down, I climb the leg like a rope. 1, 2, created a low leg, stepped over. All right? So, got to a leg, I elevated off the mat, I'm in position 1. I came low to the ankle, I can turn the knee, climb the leg. All right? Or, I'm low, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna say hi to his face, all right, and kick his foot away. Say hi to the face and kick the foot. Get into the leg, grab leg, elevate. Position 1, I'm on the inside. I try to turn down. My opponent stays up, he's nice and strong. I say hi to his face, kick the foot, finish my takedown. Now, position 1, and I went the other way. I slid in tight to his hips, okay? Whenever I hit a trip, I always trip from the inside out. This allows me to keep control. If I try and trip from the outside into his leg, I end up off balance. So this foot that's already split, it trips from the inside out, leaves me in good position to finish. Yeah. We've got our finishes from position 1. The one thing I'll say about position 2, having this foot in between, this is the least ideal of the positions. I want to stay here for the least amount of time as possible. All right? So whenever I go to position 2, the first thing I want to do is get my feet to move backwards and pinch my elbows in. Okay? I want to stop this guy from being able to give me any pressure. All right? So we've got to be using the 7th basic skill, back step. All right? And then we've also got to be staying in good wrestling position, which is going to be butt down, head up. So I got to position 2. All right? My feet start moving backwards. All right? And I back step, and my elbows come in. He stays up. All right? This is a good chance. This is a new step here. Call this a slide step. Okay? So the foot that's closest to your opponent steps in. That creates space. Now, as your back foot catches up, you're going to bring your knees together and you're locked under your chin. Right here. This puts it to the outside. All right? And we go from position 2 to position 3. And because it's all the way across on this table, all right, my shoulder goes right to stinky shoulder position. Right here, stinky shoulder position. There goes my takedown. Nice and easy. Took my shot, penetrate, started to come up. It stayed between my legs. I tried to sit backwards, it didn't work. I tried to step out, it didn't work. Third option, the top hand, the one closest to his thigh, comes right above the knee, and then we circle behind him. Right there. Shoulder, sneaky shoulder finish, right to my takedown. 3 options out of this position 2. Got to my shot. He stayed up. First option, back step, head comes up, elbows tight. Stays up. Slide step. It stays in the middle. Backhand, circle. Hands touch the mat. Finish your takedown. Okay? Now, position 3. All right? This should be the easiest position to score from. I'm on the outside. Okay? So, same thing that I do for position 1, where shoelaces are in my armpit. shoelaces are in my armpit. All right. I'm underneath of the heel. My forearm's right on the Achilles here. All right. And then my hand on my chest like I'm saying the Pledge of Allegiance. All right. So the easiest finish from this position 3. Grab your bicep. All right. You guys see? Grab my bicep, make a fist, and it just goes on top of his knee. And so all I'm going to do is turn and point his knee towards the ground. With with his weight on his other foot, I'm going to kick from the outside in, right here. There's my takedown. Got to my high crouch, let's say. Started to elevate. Foot comes to the outside. I get nice and tight on this ankle. Immediately, I grab my bicep, start to point this knee down, kick the foot away. Easy takedown. Position 3, finishes. Got this. I tried to crack him down, it didn't work. All right? All I'm going to do is slide up to the collar tie. Want my elbow down, nice and tight. I'm going to pull his head forward, and then I'm going to put my instep right behind his heel. So head comes forward, foot to heel, pull back. Every time I finish in this squat so that I don't hit the mat before my opponent. Getting to my single, getting it off the mat. I tried to crack down, it didn't work, he stayed up. Pull the head in, step behind, and pull. All right. Third option, all right. This guy's fighting your hands, you're having a hard time, can't quite get there. Maybe you're wrestling one of those tall lankies, can't get to their head. All right, so you tried to crack down, couldn't quite get there. What we're going to do is we're going to uppercut the leg, all right? And this foot is going to start our motorcycle. So uppercut the leg. We're not trying to get our shoulder all the way underneath. All right, we're not going to go like suicide cradle. We're going to punch the leg to get this up, and we're going to sweep out this other foot. Here. Good. All right. I did my job. I got to the leg, 2 hands. I grabbed leg elevate like coach said. I got it off the mat. My opponent's fighting my hands. I tried to crack down, it didn't work. He's too long and lanky, I can't get to his head. So I uppercut and kick. Stand up. All right? Sorry about that. All right. So now we've got multiple finishes from our single leg. All right. From our single leg when we can get it up to that high level there. All right. Couple of finishes. We talk about mid-level. So we get to our high crouch. Remember, first things we've been trying to do is finish off stinky shoulder. All right, stinky palm. We're going to elevate, look to split. Let's say our opponent is doing a good job of blocking our arm, so we can't split it. So we can't split our hands. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit another slide step. Except this time I'm going to stay mid-level. So I'm pushing off my outside foot. My knee is going to create the slide step. Goes right in the middle. Slide step. Knee comes under. I put this foot on the table. And now this inside hand, which doesn't need to go anywhere, can just turn down. All right? And then I'm going to lean forward like I'm trying to put my chest over my knee. Right there. All right? Staying in line, not following my opponent all the way down. All right? So some mid-level finishes, right? Tricky finishes. I'm getting it here. I'm doing everything my coach is telling me. Head up, chest up, grab leg elevate, but I'm going to add in my slide step, knee comes under, all right? If I can't split here because he's holding me off behind the leg, come forward. All right? Remember, our most likely finishes from our head inside stuff is going to come from that stinky shoulder. The better our opponent does with his whizzer, the more likely we're going to need the stinky shoulder. So Keepway gives me a really good whizzer down to the mat. Remember, my pressure has to go backwards. I'm going to come backwards so that my head comes up, and then my hands are going to try and come underneath my chin. Here, got this lock. The more Keepway wants to stay with his lock here, the more he's got to come back to me, and the easier it's going to be to get this knee up so that I can lift this foot. All right? Now, head inside stuff. When we get low and we're trying to come out the back, either we can split and backstroke, all right? Or if our opponent brings their knee up and we've got to come head underneath, all right, it's going to give us we're going to give us two options on ways to turn. So imagine you've gotten to this position from one of two ways. Head inside shot, where you ended up low. You could have shot your high crotch. Your opponent sat the corner on you. All right? So anything there where I need to get my head back underneath of my opponent's body line. All right? Head underneath, head on the inside. So I've got this head on the inside and I'm nice and low. Okay? So head on the inside and I'm nice and low. I've got to grab leg elevate. Here. My opponent's not letting me get to this far foot. So what I need to do here is I need to pull this heel tight to my chest. All right? And all I'm going to do is I'm going to knee exchange, turning the other way. I'm going to knee exchange, hand exchange. So when I pull this down tight, I can switch hands. I can switch hands and then I'm going to knee down, knee up. All right? When I do that knee exchange, look where his foot is. It's now on the outside. When I turn in, I'm in stinky shoulder position, finishing my takedown. All right? So, remember, I can get this off of my high crotch. My opponent goes to sit the corner. Immediately, my head comes under, and I grab leg elevate. Okay? And I'm pulling this heel down tight to my chest. Once my outside hand can take a hold, I do my knee exchange. Knee comes down, knee comes up. Now it's on the table. All right? Two hands, finishing stinky shoulder position. Now, the last one I want to talk about is I get my shoulder beat, all right, but my head stays on the outside. So I took a high crotch, okay, my shoulder got beat, but my head stays on the outside. Okay, so what I need to do here is I need to make sure that I'm keeping my inside hip down and my outside hip up. So as I'm starting to elevate, inside hip down, outside hip up. All right, and what this is going to allow me to do is I'm taking my pressure away from my opponent. So, right here. Keepway's going to try, he's trying to get his foot back to the mat and drive into me. I'm trying to keep pressure away until I can come back up. All right, so your shoulder position gets beat here. All right, I can't let them get all the way around. I've got to go backwards and away, and I'm elevating this foot as I'm doing it. All right, this hand right here, this stops this foot from coming all the way behind my body and taking control of the arm. All right, I'm going to use my outside hand, and I'm going to keep this posted here to stop this foot from having any strength. All right, so that's some finishes from our single legs. All right, our double leg finishes, we're just looking to get their feet off the mat and run them down. All right, so a couple of other kind of finishes as we're putting all this together from our front headlocks. All right, So remember our front headlock shoulder position is I want to get the front of my shoulder to right where his shirt collar starts. All right. So front of my shoulder, right to where his shirt collar would start, and I'm pressuring in. I'm trying to create a three-legged table. Okay. So sometimes my opponent does things that make that harder. So let's say he waits grabbing on my elbow nice and tight. Okay. I know this happens to a lot of guys at the younger age group. So what I'm going to do is my free hand is going to come in front of his face, which means in front of his shoulder. I'm not going to go over top of his shoulder. In front of his shoulder, in front of his face, and I'm reaching up on his hand that's holding onto my elbow. All right, and I'm going to pull this hand down, and now my hand starts to come out. And when I do that, my head goes on the same side where I just removed his hand from. Okay? And around the corner there. So, when this guy goes and grabs my elbows nice and tight, right here, I'm going to reach and peel it off, and I'm pulling this back across his face. My elbow comes high, my head goes to that side, all right, and I'm looking for shoulder position, staying off my knees. All right, reach and peel whenever they got to go tight. If they happen to catch both of your arms, then you reach and peel twice. All right, they caught both of my arms. He's got both of my arms under here. I'm going to reach and peel and reach and peel. And on the second peel, that's the side I go to. All right. We've also got our knee taps out of our front headlock position. All right. And the one important thing about a knee tap is I'm going to spin to the side where their hip hits the mat. So when I'm here and I go to knee tap, I'm going to spin to that side, because that's going to be the side that's harder for him to come up on. He's not going to be able to get the arm up on the side that's on the mat. If I knee tap this way and try and spin this way, and his arm comes up, we end up trapped here. All right. So, it's all the things that we've been talking about past couple of days, past couple of workouts. All right. We've got all of these options now. Okay? You've got a whole web of options. How do we put those together? Right? That's your choice. This is your dance mat. You've got all the different dance moves. Whether you're going to be short snapping, right, to a good penetration, shoulder position. Okay? Whether your opponent stops that, so you go into an offensive shot, reshot, which means that I took my initial shot. I've got my three options, post and that pass. So I'm going to post and do a knee exchange. Now I'm in a different shot. Okay? Right here, my opponent forces me to drive up to my feet. Now I'm in position 3. I've got my finishes from here. I try to crack them down, try and head pull. I got an uppercut and kick. Finally scored my takedown. All right. What about scoring my takedowns defensively? All right. I'm using my hands-head defense. Keyway takes a shot. I defend. Defensive shot, reshot. As my opponent comes up, whatever side my head is on, I'm attacking that side. Right there. And on the inside, elevate, position 3, crack down, scores. Thank you very much. All right, so understanding that there is an option. All right, so we talked about this where it's really about I can and I will. All right, so I can and I will find a way to score this takedown. All right, the last thing that I want to leave you with is this. Not every single shot is meant to be scored as a takedown. Sometimes your shot is your offensive shot, reshot setup. Everything is a setup because our setup is just trying to create a predicted reaction from our opponent. I want to know what they're going to do before they do it so that I can beat them to that spot, whether that be the spot with their hands, the spot on the mat that their foot is going to land, the spot on the mat where my feet are going to land. However, I can create that push-pull motion, our push-pull pressure to create an angle using our 7 basic skills, using our takedown rules, using our scrambling rules, high head wins, shoulder position, always be on a lock somewhere, attacking ankles and wrists, feeding the top leg, creating a low leg. All right, all of those sorts of things, post snapping and passing as our opponent puts their hands on us. So anytime my opponent puts their hands on me, I can post snap pass. And that also includes our basic Greco thinking of whenever I see an arm that's straight, I can drag it. Whenever I see an arm that's bent, there's an opportunity for some type of throw there. All right, just remember a head and arm, a headlock is also a type of throw. And so are like lateral drops. So anytime this guy's got a bent arm, whether it be an underhook, whether it be an overhook, whether it be a collar tie, all right, there's a throw there. There's an opportunity. All right, and so these are the types of things that I've got to be thinking about. And if you don't get anything out of this, if you just remember shoulder position, all right, grab leg elevate, and then fight for 1 second longer than your opponent. Fight for 1 second longer. You'll be better at takedowns at the end of this, I promise. All right, guys, that's the end of practice today. Thomas, thank you so much. I want to thank everybody for checking this out. Friday, we will get started with bottom technique. All right, some bottom stuff. I want to talk about that. Later on today, Mr. Jason Ness, NCAA champion from Minnesota, will be having his video on Facebook later. So I am excited about that. I hope you guys are too. Once again, don't forget about our Lucerne custom shoe raffle. Okay. Donate here. Send a donation to charity, the Beat the Streets charities, Joe Heskett or Phil Abundance. The links are on the announcements on the Facebook page. And that's it. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great day. Stay healthy.